following video describes the break-in maintenance for the first 50 hours of cutting. For header setup, please see the header setup series of videos. As always, written instructions and other information can be found in the owner's manual, which is located inside the left-hand side end panel. First item is checking hydraulic reservoir oil level. Once attached, run the header for about 5 minutes. Now check the reservoir level with the center link fully retracted and the cutter bar just touching the ground. Oil levels for normal operation should show the bottom sight glass full and upper sight glass empty or slightly filled. Visually check for any leaks, interference, or loose parts. If you have the slow speed transport kit installed on your header, you should check the wheel nut torque after the first hour of towing and every 100 afterwards. The proper wheel nut torque is 110 to 120 Newton meters. Follow the proper wheel nut torquing procedure. After 5 hours of in-field operation, do a walk around of the header and visually check for any loose hardware. If loose hardware is found, tighten to required torque specifications found in your operator's manual. At this time, also check your knife drive belt tension. Pulling down at the midpoint of the belt with 89 Newton meters should deflect it by approximately 20 millimeters. This is equivalent to being able to twist the belt 90 degrees with 3 fingers. Check this periodically throughout the first 50 hours. To adjust belt tension, loosen knife motor mounting bolts and turn the adjuster bolt. Next, ensure the bottom guide is positioned correctly. There should be a slight gap of about 1 millimeter between the belt and the bottom belt guide. To adjust the belt guide, these 3 bolts can be loosened to allow the guide to be repositioned. At 10 hours, check your auger drive chain tension. Lower the header to the ground, raise your reel, engage the safety props, and turn off the combine. Rotate the auger by hand in the reverse direction until it cannot turn anymore. Mark a line across the drum and cover. Rotate the auger by hand in the forward direction until it cannot turn anymore and measure the distance between the 2 lines. If the difference between the 2 lines is between 3 to 8 millimeters, no adjustment is necessary. If it is not, refer to your owner's manual for more instructions for tensioning the chain. Also at this time, it's important to check your knife drive mounting bolt. There are 4 mounting bolts per knife drive box. Torque the side bolts first and then torque the bottom bolts. Torque all bolts to 271 Newton meters. After 50 hours of cutting, there are 3 items that need to be changed. First, change your gearbox oil by raising the header so the gearbox drain point is at its lowest and remove the drain plug. After draining is complete, replace the drain plug. Then remove the oil level plug and add about 2.5 liters of SAE 85W140 oil. Fill until oil runs out of the oil level plug. Next, change your float module hydraulic filter. Install your new filter by hand by applying a thin film of clean oil to the O-ring. Turn the filter until the O-ring contacts the mating surface. Turn the filter an additional 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn. You do not need a filter wrench as over-tightening can cause damage to the O-ring or filter. Now change your knife drive box oil by raising the header so that the knife drive box sits level. Drain the knife drive box by removing the drain plug. Replace the drain plug and add about 2.2 liters of SAE 85W140 oil through the breather dipstick plug. Check the oil level by ensuring that the oil level sits between the bottom edge of the dipstick and the lower dipstick hole when the dipstick plug is installed. Now check your gearbox chain drive tension by removing the cover and a retainer plate at the top of your gearbox. Tighten the tensioning bolt to 6.8 Newton meters. Now, refer to table 5.1 in your header operator's manual and back off the tensioning bolt depending on your combine type. Reinstall the retainer plate and cover and torque the 2 cover bolts to 9.5 Newton meters. Finally, check your draper deck height adjustment. Ensure that the gap between your cutter bar and your draper is set to 0 to 3 millimeters. A loose draper seal can cause debris to enter the draper and cause issues, while a draper seal that is too tight can wear down the leading edge of your draper prematurely. To adjust the draper seal, please refer to the Adjusting Deck Height section in your operator's manual. Proper maintenance of your header will help reduce machine downtime. If you require further assistance, consult your operator's manual, contact your local MacDon dealer, or contact MacDon directly.